Hello, guys. It's Amy with Lulu Bean Designs. Welcome. Happy, what is it, Monday? It's Monday. Did you guys have a good weekend? If you are joining me, hop in and say hello and tell me what you're doing and where you're watching from and all of that. So I promised y'all last week that I would paint this one live, and I did not get around to it last week, so I'm finally getting around to it this week. We have a trip coming up, a family trip, and just trying to get ready for all of that sometimes just takes more time than I was going to. So good morning. Hey, Vanessa. Hey, Laura. How are y'all doing? You are having some time to watch me live, Vanessa, before you get your son from school. Oh, very cool. I need to see your cakes. I need to hop over there and see your cakes that you're always talking about. I love to look at pretty cakes and cookies and all of that on Pinterest. That's like one of my favorite things to look at over there. So I've already painted the background on this, y'all. If you've been watching my door hanger videos lately, you know I'm kind of obsessed with the black and white stripes. I just really like the bold, like black and white striped background. You certainly do not have to paint this background on your for your Easter file if you don't want to, but I just really like it. I just think it kind of gives it that pop that I'm looking for. So, hey, Leisha, how are you? Good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you guys are watching from. FYI, my Instacart order is going to be here like seriously, probably any minute, because I waited and waited and waited because I needed to go live. And I was like, okay, I'm going to wait until my groceries get here. And it was just taking longer than I thought it was going to take. And finally I was like, I've got to get my live done, because as it gets later in the day, I just have other things, and I'm getting started with, getting supper ready and just like wrapping up, tying up loose ends and stuff. Amelia, no, I don't have a code right. Well, I always have a code. If you are in my Glowforge file sharers group or my Lulu Bean Designs makers group, there's always a coupon code in those groups. If you're in either one of those groups, if you're not, you can request to join. But if you're in there, go under the featured tab and there's a pinned post, and it will have the code in the post. But if you're in my club, yeah, there's a code in there. So just look under the featured tab and scroll down, and you'll see a post that has like the coupon code. It's the same code all the time for being a member of the group. And that's 20% off. Now, if you're in my club, then you always get 50% off all my files. My SVG Clubhouse people always get 50% off. If you want to get on the waiting list to join the club, that link is in this video description. Vanessa says she has this file. You're going to make it this weekend. So I've been really looking forward to making this file. I was very excited about this. So let me get my round out of the way so I can paint my little attachments here. Set this over here. I always set it on my trash can to dry. There we go. And excuse my messy work surface here. I just gave up on keeping the paint off of it. Thank you, Vanessa. That's so sweet. Okay, I have to make sure I'm not missing any comments. Okay, so I'm going to start painting the attachments. This is how this goes. So I've cut it because I wanted y'all to be able to cut it with a Glowforge. So the truck is in two pieces, because if I left it in one piece, it was going to be too big to cut with Glowforge without the pass-through. So you've got these two pieces, the top and bottom of the truck. And then you've got some things scored on here just to help you with painting. And then this is the like the back of the truck, and it has welcome on it, but you could always cut a different word out if you wanted a different word. And then I've got my I got a little paint on that when I was just moving things around, but and this is just markings on the wood. It's just the way this board was, so this is going to be hidden with paint, but the eyes and the nose are scored on the peeps. So all of that is scored for you guys just to kind of make things like super easy to paint. So we'll get started on doing those. And y'all know what color I'm going to use for my truck. You know. If you know, you know. I did just go buy a bunch more sea breeze. And my goal is to organize my paint cart so I can find my colors. I think I tossed that one finally. Okay, I'm going to open up a new one. Look, though. Why, you guys, here on the overhead camera, why? Deco art, if you're out there, please do this on the top of all of your paint containers. Okay, this one doesn't have it. 90%, well, I wouldn't say 90%, I'd say 75% of my paint on my little card over here does not have, they don't have the little paint color on the top. Yes, I know that I could do it myself, that I could take a little paintbrush and I could dab it on there, but I just never get around to doing that. It makes it super helpful to have it on the lid. I think it does. That's just my humble opinion. So, Deco Art, if you're listening, which I'm sure they're not, thank you, Amelia. That's so sweet. Yes, Vanessa, exactly. Sea breeze. Okay, so I love, love, love this color. Y'all know this is my favorite color. Maybe one day I'll have a different favorite color. This one's been it for a while for me. Let me get a plate. And I'm going to need my little sponge pouncer thing. So I'll just go ahead and get them out because we're going to do polka dots on one of our bunnies. So if you hear anything banging around in the background, it is so windy today, y'all. I mean, like crazy, crazy windy outside. Everything is blowing around. The trash cans are blowing over. The door hanger is banging against the door, which normally on my door is not a problem because I have a covered porch. All right, I'm just kind of seeing where I need to paint on here because I don't want to be wasting paint and wasting time. So I'm just going to kind of give myself an idea of like where I need to paint to because I'm going to cover this up, obviously. We're going to go a little bit in on that because there's a lot of this bottom that will not need to be painted because it's going to be covered up. I can hear it right now. I mean, y'all know the saying, the March saying, in like a lion, out like a lamb. It is the truth right now. It's just crazy windy lately. All right, I'm looking over here at my little, I have a picture that I'm going to be looking at just to make sure that I'm, oh, swap the caps when the other one is empty. I mean, that would help, but a lot of the old ones don't have it on there either. I don't know why. I guess it's something that they used to do a long time ago and they stopped doing, I guess, more than a year ago because it seems like it's been at least a year that they have not had the color on the lid. But if I had thought of that when they first switched, I totally would have done it. I don't know why I don't think of common sense things like that. Whenever anybody tells me a tip like that, I'm like, oh, why don't I think of things like that? Duh. Or I'll see something on YouTube. I'll see a tip on there and I'm like, what in the world that I don't think of these things? I wish I had one of those problem solving brains. It is hot in here, y'all. I might have to go open my windows over here, but then it's going to be like all loud. So maybe I'll just turn on the air. I hate to turn the AC on in March. I used to not try to turn it on until May, but the past few years, that's just too late. You end up needing AC in Virginia in April for sure. I know some of y'all are probably in places where there's like snow on the ground and you're like, air conditioning, what? That's insane. I know. It's 80 here today, though. My husband laughs at me because I live in leggings, y'all. And so basically, when the warm weather hits, all I do is switch from long black leggings to like capri black leggings. That's like, I mean, I do wear shorts sometimes, but that's basically like I must have 20 pairs of each length in black leggings. I love me some black leggings. Who else in here likes leggings? Are you guys leggings wearers? I have jeans. I have like jean capris and I wear them sometimes, but generally the second I get home, I am back in my leggings. I'm a comfort kind of girl for sure. All right, I think I've painted in far enough. I'm going to go ahead. I'm just kind of doing a second coat because it's drying pretty quick. It's 75 in your house, Sharon. Yeah, it feels like it's probably like 75 in here right now too. And I actually did turn it on. I left the house earlier today and I turned it on because I wasn't sure how long I was going to be gone and I don't want my animals to get hot. But then I got home and I was like, okay, I'm going to open up some windows and turn off the air. And like I said, it's so loud. Like if I opened the windows in here right now, y'all probably wouldn't be able to hear me. You would think there was a hurricane or something outside. It sounds so crazy. And it's like, it goes in spurts. Like right now is like nothing. But in a few minutes it's gonna sound like the house is about to blow over. And then I've got like windows open upstairs. So of course I didn't prop the doors and the wind blew and the door slammed shut, which makes me jump. Vanessa says yes, leggings and sweats. You and me, girl. I'm telling you, that's what I live in. And then, we're mostly women here. There's not a lot of men who watch my videos, so we can talk about this too. Okay, so who has house bras? Do you guys have house bras? Confession time. There's going out bras and there's house bras, right? Am I right, girls? Because at our age, I know some of y'all are gonna be like, I don't wear a bra in the house. And I really, really hate you. I really do. I'm sorry, but I love you, but I hate you because I'm not 25 anymore, so I'm gonna wear one in the house. All right, let's see. I'm just gonna what am I gonna do here? I'm just gonna go ahead and paint this whole thing sea breeze because we're gonna do some highlights on here, but not much. It's gonna be mostly sea breeze. I actually accidentally went out of the house a couple weeks ago with my slippers on because I was walking around the house in my slippers. And now these slippers are cute. Okay. They're cute slippers. They don't look like slippers. They are leopard and they could totally pass for flats. But I knew they were slippers. And to make matters worse, I had socks on with them, which looked ridiculous, but I didn't care because I was sitting around the house. So when I went out, I was only running up to the car, like to the repair shop to pick up my daughter's car with her. So we were riding up there together and then I was going to pay and let her pick up her car. So I go to get out of the car to go over and pay and I look down, I'm like, "Oh my god." I'm like, "Katie, I wore my slippers out of the house." And she's 18. And y'all, if anybody has an 18-year-old daughter, I'm gonna tell you right now, they care so much less than we did about stuff like that. They do not care, most of them. My daughter and her friends do not care. They will wear their jammies to school. Seriously, like it drives my husband nuts. He's like, "No, you do not wear jammies out of the house." And my husband is not a dress up kind of guy at all. He's very casual, but he just, that's just his thing. He's like, "You don't go out in your jammies." So he's always getting on her about it. He's like, "Everybody does it. Everybody does it. Who cares?" So anyway, she's like, "So?" And I'm like, "Katie, I am not going over there in my slippers." And I was like, "Wait, hold on. I don't have any other shoes, but let me just take the socks off because the socks with the slippers looked ridiculous." So I had to run back to the car and take the socks off and throw them in the back seat. And then I put my slippers back on and then I was like presentable, what I thought was, presentable. She's like, "Oh my gosh, mom, seriously?" Yep. Yeah, they will wear a lot more casual stuff than we ever did, and they don't seem to care about their hair as much either. At least not for like school. You know, if they're going somewhere, if they're going out to dinner or going to a concert or something, of course they do. But just to school, I mean, we would spend an hour just doing our hair. I mean, y'all know, y'all 80s girls, if you're an 80s girl like me, you know, you had to get up early in the morning to get that hair right, all that Aquanet and poof in the front and all of that just right. I mean, it was work. They just roll out of bed now. Half the time they don't wear a bra. They just jammy bottoms, hair not done. They do not care. Vanessa, you were born in 82. Okay, so I'm not gonna say what year I was born. I'm a little younger than you are, but I still consider I am still an 80s girl. Like um I was a kid. Let me think. Yeah, I was still very much a kid in the 80s, but I was turning into a teenager towards the end of the 80s. So, um, I'm sorry, I'm looking at my little picture again to see, or else I'll waste paint things I don't need to paint. So yeah, there was a lot of effort, a lot of thought went into the outfit the night before. School. I'm sure there's some kids that are like that, but it sure doesn't seem like there are many that are like that these days. And I mean, I kind of think it's nice because they seem more comfortable in their skin than we were. I feel like we were so much more self-conscious about everything back then, and they're not, which is nice. You'll be 52 tomorrow, Laura. Girl, you don't look 52. I mean, all I've seen is your profile picture, but you don't look 52. But see, I don't think anybody looks the age that they are anymore. I always think people are younger than they are. And then, have you seen the memes that say it's really weird being the same age as old people? Y'all, seriously. Like, I look at other people's pictures sometimes and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm the same age as them. And then I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh, maybe I do look the same age as them. It's just weird. It happens so fast. I feel like you look pretty much the same in your 20s and 30s. All right, okay. I'm trying to like paint and talk. Y'all know me, paint and talk. Trying to figure out what I'm doing here. All right, so I need pink. Let me get my colors out ahead of time. I need, let's do bubblegum pink. And let's do, this is bright yellow. Okay. So these two I'm going to paint white first because we're going to, well, actually, you know what? Let me just paint them all white first because then the colors will be more vivid. Poor Sharon says, oh my gosh, I'm 60. I'm telling you, it happens so fast. It does. You're just trucking along in your 20s and 30s, and then all of a sudden you're 40 and you're like, I'm okay. All right. I can handle this. I can handle being 40. And then I'm telling you, y'all, time just starts to fly. It does. It is scary. The most important thing that I try to tell my kids right now is invest your money, you know, and don't think your retirement is not important. Luckily, my husband thought retirement was a lot more important than I did. Um, I look back and I'm very thankful now. I put too much on these. I need this white paint. I'm very thankful to him now that he thought our retirement was important because at the time I was like, you know, no, 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 no. We need that money. We're raising kids. We need that money right now. We don't need to be putting that much money away. And he was smarter about it than I was because it will creep up on you in no time. This is just the Deco Art white in the big container. And I'm just going to do one coat because I'm just doing it as like an undercoat. Well, I take that back. The middle one, I'm going to do 2 coats because the middle one's actually going to stay white with some polka dots on it. I'm being messy today, y'all. I'm just kind of slopping paint. I know you're supposed to do thin coats. I know that. I put too much paint on things. I'm very impatient with my painting, which is why I mostly sell files and not completed work. Most of the things that I paint I are gifts or they're for my own front door. And when they're gifts, I am more careful with them. But that's why I make files because I'm a messy painter. Um, Linda, I didn't realize I was going live today either, girl. Because I've tried in the past to make a schedule and say, okay, I'm going to go live every, whatever, every Wednesday, every Friday, I'm going to go live. And it just doesn't work out. And it's not because I don't want to go live. It's honestly because of where my room is in my house. Um, my room is downstairs right off the kitchen. I have no doors. I have no privacy. I have no quiet. So depending on who is in my house and what is going on in my house, um, I just can't get in here. I mean, my family's very understanding and supportive. And sometimes I'm like, out, go upstairs, go outside, go somewhere and give me some quiet and give me like an hour. But it just, sometimes it just doesn't work out. Um, I would go live every day if I didn't have other things going on. Just if I didn't have other things going on, do you know what I mean? Like I'd love to get on here and chat with y'all. And all right, I want to put a little bit more white on this middle one and show y'all because I feel like Facebook. I don't feel like I know how Facebook works. If you know anything about their algorithms, you know that going live pumps up, bumps up, whatever you want to call it, your algorithm. So people see your stuff more. And I don't just mean they see your video, your live video more. They see, like all your posts more. They just see your stuff more. Because like just because you follow a page on Facebook doesn't mean that every time they post something on their page, it's going to show up in your feed. And a lot of people don't know that. And it's frustrating for us crafters because we are constantly, putting stuff out there and trying to get it in front of people to see, hey, I have new files. Hey, I'm running a sale. Hey, I have a coupon, I've got this thing going on. But then Facebook doesn't show it to people just because they follow you. So if you follow me and you want to see my stuff, you can go. There's like something on the pages where you can I can't think of what it's called off the top of my head, but you can basically click to make sure that you get notified. But there's also something on your pages where you can like pin them. I don't know if it's called pinning. It's not called pinning. It's basically like where if somebody posts something, you're definitely gonna excuse me, you're definitely gonna see it. They have something like that. I would have to be looking in front of my computer for it to tell you exactly what it looks like. All right, I'm debating on what color pinks I want to do for my welcome. I'm going to do my Posca markers, probably this color. I think, did I say this color matched bubblegum? I think it's this color that goes with bubblegum. It's just pink. It's just called pink. Posca is very simple with their colors. I'm already seeing I'm going to have to do 2 coats of this pink, or if you prefer, you can do white underneath and then do pink. And that probably would have worked even better. But I did not do that because I do always have more white than I do the colors. Yeah, Katie, you go live too, so they can update their settings. I wanted to ask you too, you guys, if you don't follow Katie, there's my groceries. Katie, tell them the name of your page because I'm going to get it wrong. I know it's Rocky. It's Rocky something because you live in the Rockies, right? Isn't that why it's Rocky? Feel free to comment and tell us all about it. Because I'm getting it wrong. I know it's Rocky something. But Katie goes live too. But hey, Katie, you did something the other day that I was like, oh, how did she do that? So I use StreamYard where y'all see the split screen. Katie, whatever you did, you had it so that you could make yourself small and make your work surface big. And I don't think you were using StreamYard. So tell us how you did that. Tell us about your magic, if you don't mind sharing. You don't have to. I was like, how did she do that? I didn't know you could do that. Look, y'all, I just got my nails done today, and I've got them all messy already. I might have to hop up a second and go put my milk in the fridge because it's 80 degrees outside. And my milk is sitting on my porch right now. So I'll give her a minute to like put everything out there, and then I'm going to go get my milk and my cheese. Y'all have to give me like 2 minutes. Little Rockies Rustic. Yes, DIY with Katie Stiff. A little north of the Rockies. I have never been to the Rockies. I've never been out there. My husband has skied out there. I can't remember where exactly he skied. Oh, if somebody said it, I would know. He went out west and went skiing. Someplace just beautiful. The pictures, I think, I do follow somebody else who is out. Now, when I say out there, I don't necessarily mean in the same state as you. I consider like, I'm like, okay, Utah, Montana, Wyoming, like all of that to me is that's out west. I've never been out there. I probably couldn't even point out which state was which for a few of them. But I follow a girl on YouTube who is in Utah, who does Stampin' Up, Robin Cardin, and I think she's in Utah. And the scenery out there, oh my gosh, it looks like a fake background. It's so pretty. The mountains, like here in Virginia, I don't know if you've ever been out here, but like if y'all have never lived in Virginia or on the East Coast, like well, anywhere where there's the Appalachian Mountains, our mountains are not like abrupt. Okay. When I say that, I mean like they are sort of like it gets hilly and then it starts to get a little hillier and then it gets more mountainy and then you get into the bigger mountains. That's how our mountains are. But it looks to me like out there that y'all just go from like flat to mountain. And it's so gorgeous that it doesn't even look real to me when I see pictures. It's so pretty. Let me see what she said. Oh, you did use StreamYard. But you have to make the painting the solo layout, and there's an option for the smaller one. Okay. Oh, you know what? Actually, now that you say that, I see it. Hold on. All right, I've got side by side, and then I can do. So if I did this, I would flip it. Is that what I would do? Maybe it's that one. Hold on. Let me see what this one does. All right, here's the one that it was. Let's see. Spotlight layout. Press Shift. All right, press Shift and then click it. No, that doesn't do it. I can't. Okay, tell me if you know how to make the overhead big and me small, because I've tried pressing Shift and I don't see how to do it. Huh. Yeah, tell me if you know how to flip it so it's the other way around, because I can do that. All right, let me do a little bit. I don't know where I left off on here. Let me do a little bit more pink. Because I know it'd be nice if y'all could see my workspace more than me, and then I could still be like there, but you know. I didn't even notice those little buttons were there. They've been there the whole time. Let's see. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. You could watch your dog run away for days. Okay, y'all hold this thought for just a minute and let me get my milk and my cheese, okay? and try not to get paint on me as I go by this round that's sitting here. I'll be right back. Okay, I am here, y'all. I am here. Let me see if she said. Yeah, I don't know how to. I'm playing for just a minute, y'all. Cinema layout. I don't know. I'm going to have to play around with that some and figure it out. Okay, so that's painted. Let's do gray on here. Let's find some gray. Slate gray. Oh, you're so welcome. I can't see your name. Whoever says their Glowforge has been ordered, I can't see your name. It won't show me. You have to click the StreamYard permissions button. It's some kind of setting that it makes you do. It says to like allow StreamYard to share your profile, I think is what it says. Okay, so this is our rear view, not rear view mirror. This is the back of our, this is our back window on our truck. And this is just slate gray. So I have a couple more files cut out. I'm going to try to go live for those before I leave for vacation. I have the Mother's Day flower bouquet. I have that one cut. And what's the other one? I have a St. Patrick's Day one that says lucky. And then, oh, and then I have the, did y'all see the wedding car? The wedding car with cans that said just married on it. Did y'all see that one? So I really want to paint that one too. Have that one all cut out. I've really been in the door hanger mode lately, but I have some other stuff coming up too. So don't think I'm just going to be doing door hangers. I just need to have 20 more hours in the day. That's what I need. So everybody does, right? Everybody needs more hours in the day. All right, let me touch up where I boo-booed over here. This one's actually pretty quick to paint. this door hanger project. All right, so we got to do our bunnies. And we'll go back and paint the rest of the bottom. Okay, so the one on the left, I'm going to do pink. And this is the bubblegum pink. I wish I could tell you where to allow your name to be seen. You may have to go out of the video and come back in. It doesn't always show up. And then some people say that they click it and they say that they have given StreamYard permission and it still doesn't show their name. So it's frustrating. Like I know when I've had to do it, it's just automatically popped up when I clicked on the video. Like I clicked the video to make it big, to watch it, it popped up. But then I think it goes away if you don't click on it right away. All right, and then our bright yellow. Ooh, getting paint everywhere. Paint all over me. Regina, I'm using Deco Art Americana paint. So like this is what the container looks like. This is the paint that I use almost for almost everything. And then I sometimes use Posca paint pens. You can get the Deco Art Americana at Hobby Lobby and Michael's. I think, no, never mind. I was going to say it's on sale this week at Hobby Lobby, but it's not because the day that I went was, I think considered, I think I went Friday or Saturday. So that would have been last week's sale. But they have, I think their sales at Hobby Lobby run every other week. So even though they don't have their 40% off coupon anymore, I'm pretty sure they alternate like what sections of the store are on their sale. So I think next week, the Deco Art paint should be back on sale. Correct me if I'm wrong, if anyone knows. And I want to say it was 30% off, but don't quote me on that either. I think that's what it said. I just made sure it was on sale because I don't like to pay full price. And I peeked around the corner. I'd already left the paint section and I was like, oh, no, wait, because I had like 10 things of paint. And I was like, let me make sure it's on sale. And it was on sale. Okay, we're going to do polka dots on here. Let me find my little polka dotty thingies. And did blue, pink, and yellow. Let me find 3 little thingamabobs. So I don't have to wash them all out. All right, so pink. And I'm looking at my sign over here, my picture, just to see where I put them. So I know I'm spacing colors out evenly. And then I'm going to put one more pink down here. Okay. And I just, these are little sponge pouncers that I get on Amazon in a big pack. And I just do like a half a turn. One up here. And one here. And like that. And then our blue, our sea breeze, I should say. Let me get a little bit more sea breeze. I think that will do. And then we'll do some accents on there in black and white. There we go. Okay. All right, let those dry. Oh, thank you, Linda. 30% off and on sale next week. Awesome. Let me set this back here. I'm running out of places to put stuff. We need some black. The wedding sign idea came to me at like 3 o'clock in the morning. That was one of my 3 a.m. wake up, think of a file, try to go back to sleep nights. I love Deco Art Black. It is such good coverage. And I'm going to do Posca, black, Posca white, and probably some gray. Where's the gray? Here it is. We're going to need some other colors here in just a minute, though. Ooh, that squirted out. All right, we're going to hold our breath and make sure that that doesn't bleed everywhere. I think I must have pushed down too hard with my pen. A little puff of black paint. And these I did gray. Even though I know that's not the color that lights on a car are traditionally, but I didn't want to do red and yellow because that would clash with my Easter colors, right? All right, what we're going to do is take, well, not that one. We're going to take this and we're going to blot up some of that paint. Y'all might not even be able to see it, but I have a puddle of paint on here that I'm trying not to bleed onto my blue paint and make a big mess. Okay, that's a little bit better. All righty. Gray for the license plate. And I'm going to just paint around these letters, I think. These letters are kind of small, and I want them to pop. So I don't want to put gray underneath them. I'm probably going to put white underneath them and then paint the colors that I want them to be on top of that. Sorry, y'all. I'm not chatty when I'm doing some detail stuff on my painting. Gotta focus. All right. I'm going to let that dry, and then we're going to do our colors. So we can go ahead and do our black on here. And I'm just filling in the lines that are scored. I'm not going exactly in the lines. I'm just doing the best I can just to kind of follow. Doesn't have to be perfect. Like I always say, we go for a rustic look. By the time you get all the accents on, all your little imperfections will just blend. So don't stress over little imperfections. This is supposed to look like an old blue truck, right? It's not supposed to look like a brand new perfect truck. So we can make it look a little rustic. There we go. Alrighty. And then we'll go ahead and do some accents on here. Let's see. All right. Most of this is going to be covered up by our bunnies. Oops, not that color. Not that one. This one. That is not popping. That's popping. I don't know why the fine tip, at least my fine tip, are just not as like vibrant. Does anybody else seem to have that with the Posca pens? They're just not as vibrant. All right, what's everybody watching? We finished 1883, so we need a new recommendation. I'm really going to miss 1883. That was a great show. Yellowstone and 1883. I heard they were coming out with another prequel for Yellowstone in the 1920s is when it's set. I don't know exactly what year. Does anybody know? 1929 or something like that. So how, those of y'all who watch it, my husband and I were having this conversation the other day, and we could probably find the answer to this online, but we didn't look. So on 1883, the little boy, John, is he John Dutton, like the John Dutton from Yellowstone? Is that his grandfather, great-grandfather? What do y'all think? I think it has to be his great-grandfather. I was trying to draw that puddle of black paint. It is not wanting to absorb. And now I'm turning my white marker gray because I'm not being patient. That's not what was scored on here, y'all. There's not zigzags scored on there. They're lines, but I just wanted to do zigzags. I'm being spontaneous with my painting. That's what I felt like doing. All right, so let me see. Let me get everything put together, and then I'm going to do my highlights after that. The rest of my highlights. Oops. I keep forgetting to put the lid on my, where's my pen? There it is. The lid on my glue, and it dries up in the cap. So I had this diaper pen. It's not a diaper pen. It's almost as big as a diaper pen. Do y'all youngins even know what a diaper pen is? Probably not. I'm really showing my age today. Not that I ever used cloth diapers. No, ma'am. Not how they were back then. No, thank you. I admire y'all now, but they're much better than they used to be. So just know that before you judge us for not using them. You know what? There's like a little, where's my sanding block? There's a little thing sticking out, a little piece. I think I'm going to need more glue on there. That's centered. There we go. That's centered. All right. I'm going to set a couple of these on here while that dries for a minute, just to weigh it down. And what do we need to do now? Where's my bunnies? Here they are. My bunnies, all right, my bunnies need to be cleaned up around the edges before I glue them down. I got messy. Okay, so I got my black Sharpie, right? I'm just going around cleaning up my edges on my bunnies, which the paint's not totally dry because I caked it on. So now I'm getting paint on my Sharpie. Trying to figure out where to hold it. Can y'all see that? You don't really need to see. It's not anything complicated. I'm just touching up with a pen. I'm cheating. But I can't get down in there in between the bunny ears very well. There's a show on, is it Netflix? Called, I think it's called From. Has anybody heard of it? It says it's by the makers of Lost. And I was a huge Lost fan. Has anybody seen that show? It looks creepy. Lost wasn't really creepy. It was suspenseful, but not really like creepy. This looked very Stephen Kingish, and I don't think Lost was Stephen Kingish. I would not have called it that. Katie says it has to be his grandfather in 1883 to now, but it could be his great grandfather. You know, it's because honestly, it's hard to tell because men can have children so late in life as opposed to women. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm not sure. I think they're making it his grandfather, but it really totally could be his. Because think about it. By the time, I mean, the little kid is like 5, right? So that means by the time 1900 rolls around, he's old enough to have kids. And what year would John Dutton have been born? Let's figure that out. I don't have a piece of paper in front of me. Y'all figure that out for me. Because he's probably, how old is Kevin Costner? And it's 2022, and Kevin Costner is what, like 60 something? So let's figure that out. All right. I think that's been sitting on there long enough because this glue dries real fast. Hey, you know what hasn't happened? I'm going to make it happen, though, by saying it. My overhead camera has not cut off. Dun, dun, dun. What's the deal with that, y'all? It's probably going to cut off right now. Is he in his 50s, Regina? Really? I thought he was older than that. I thought Kevin Costner was 60 something. I mean, a really good looking 60-year-old guy for sure. But I thought he was 60 something, but maybe I'm wrong. All right, that also, I'm going to kind of hold this down for a minute. Born in the 50s. So his father, so his grandfather. Okay, that makes sense. If John Dutton was 65 now, this John on the show would have been 79 when he was born. Hell on Wheels from AMC. Julie, tell me about it. I haven't heard of that. He's 67, Regina. Wow, he looks really good for 67, doesn't he? I didn't think he was upper 60s, but he looks very good for that age, for sure. All right, so let's do some more highlights. And we'll draw our little eyeballs on here. And nose. All right, so let's do ears. And shut up where y'all can see, sorry. I'm just kind of figuring out where I want some highlights to go. All right, let's do some white. I haven't turned my white too gray. I just feel like these need to be a little bit brighter. Did anyone watch Outlander or Shining Vale last night? I have not watched Outlander, but my friends really, really want, he's fine for 67. Yes, he is. Really want me to watch Outlander. I think my white, isn't this like my newer white? I don't know. I need to start marking them. It's like my white is kind of pooping out on me. Maybe this is my new white because it still has the thing on it. Y'all knew my struggle with finding a good white Posca pen. Oh, never mind. I spoke too soon. This one is nice and juicy. Okay, I stand corrected. Sorry, Posca. I feel like I want to go over these again because it's so bright, so nice and white. Now we can really see it. I keep forgetting these are not attached. They're not attached yet. Probably did not need white on this one. Probably could have done pink on this one. We could still go back and do it, maybe. All right, how does that look? Do we need any more highlights? I'm looking at my example over here to see. I think we're good. Sometimes you can over highlight. All right, let's put our attachments on our black and white background. And hopefully y'all love this look as much as I do because I am in love with it. All right, so I like the stripes too because the stripes help you to get things on straight. All right, I'm not going to glue this down like on camera because I want to be standing up over top of it, but I just want to show y'all like what that's going to look like. So there is the finished, well, it's not finished yet. Hold on. We're going to do some more highlights on the actual black and white background. Thank you, Regina. Thanks, Katie. All right, so how are we doing this? We are going dot, dot, dot. I'll show y'all what I'm looking at. I literally print a listing picture. This is what I do. I print my listing picture out because I make this in Procreate. And that's what I'm looking at to like see how I did it. Because, you know, when I do it in Procreate, I can make mistakes and then go back and fix it. And then that way I know when I actually paint it that I'm going to like it. So I bought one of these things at Dollar Tree, like the, you know, the plastic things. And I slide it in there. I'm not gonna put it back in there right now just because it'll take a minute, but I slide it in there and then I can like look at it while I'm painting. That's how I do it. All right, and we're gonna do some white on the black. Which of these was our juicy pen? Is it this one? Was this our juicy pen? Yeah. I'm not going to let it drive me crazy that some of the dots and the squiggles are out of order. I don't know how that happened. It's because I'm live. I always blame things like that on me being live. All right, so I like it like that with a little bit more like accents around the outside. Thank you guys so much. So I'll glue this down and I use a wire, just a piece of wire to put through the holes in the top. Oh, and like I said, this file, like all my new files, is created so that you can cut it in Glowforge without a pass-through door. So if you just have a Glowforge, you have the option of cutting a backer that is in two pieces that, you know, when you paint stripes, it will conceal the stripes. There's also an option for like to cut it in individual slats and then put an attachment piece on the back, if that makes sense. And then, of course, the option to just cut a whole circle is there too, in case you have a big laser and you have the capability to do that. And then, like I said, this and this, as you saw when I painted, are not attached so that they also will fit in the Glowforge without a pass-through door. So, and the holes are included in the file at the top, so you can cut your holes. If you don't want to cut them, just click ignore, you know, and you don't have to cut them. So, okay, thank you so much, guys. The link to the file is in the video description. I also have a link to the wood cutouts. I sell the wood cutouts for this sign. So if you don't have a laser, I have those listed in my Etsy shop as well. And the link to get on my SVG Clubhouse wait list. We are opening the doors again in, let me think, February, March, April, probably May, probably the beginning of May, we're going to open up again. Brenda, if you have a Glowforge Pro, which is the one with the pass-through door, you can cut an 18-inch round. But if you only have the basic or the plus, then you don't have a pass-through door. So you are limited to like a 10 and a half, between 10 and a half, 11 inches of in that direction by 19. So, okay. Thanks so much for joining me, guys. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you in the next one. See ya. Bye.